although he's able to make the weight class for classic physique, I still think he doesn't actually look the part. Yes, he's striated, full muscle bellies, and so on. But the lines, the shape of the muscles, it's more suited to perhaps heavyweight or super heavyweight bodybuilding. And so early on in his career, I am a fan of him trying out classic physique. I think it's healthier, it's safer. He couldn't use as many performance-enhancing drugs because he does in fact have to make a weight class. But overall, years from now, I do feel like he's likely going to transition into open bodybuilding. You may be thinking, well, why is that? Well, most of all, it's because of the width of the waist. He doesn't Chris Bumstead or perhaps Keon Pearson, and so because of that, it doesn't give him that classic X frame.
I am feeling rather set.
And up next, 1 hour of cardio. Do you really think he's satisfied? Let me remind you, he's already done an hour of cardio in the morning. I'm now going to do another hour of cardio. He looks like this. It's peak week. Should he not be resting his legs just a little bit? When you do hours and hours of cardio, there is a chance you're going to lose a little bit of muscle, in particular when you're on a crash diet. And so although I'm a fan of his work ethic, I don't think he needs to do 2 hours of cardio looking like this to compete at his next competition.
I've done an hour on that sea bike.
I lied to you. Hour of cardio, not so much. I called it just at 30 minutes.
Did anyone ever think that Sam Sulek would ride bikes more than Coach Greg? He's literally outriding Coach Greg. He's feeling a little bit perhaps guilty. He only did an hour and a half of bike riding today. And so imagine this, you're doing an hour and a half to 2 hours of bike riding a day, looking like Sam Sulek, and you're satisfied. Let that sink in.
Oh, and so I kind of got some pretty scrappy sleep last night.
And may I remind you, he slept 2 hours in his bed and slept perhaps 4 on the plane with a king neck. But yet he still finds the courage to do an hour of cardio in the morning and 30 minutes of cardio at night after training his chest intensely. And you want to be a bodybuilder. Oh, and let me add to that, bro's sick. Did you hear the cough? It's not a trend cough. It's a cough from being sick. He alludes to this. Hey, guys, I'm sick. I rarely get sick. I'm not sick as a dog, but it's certainly holding me back. When you diet, when you're in this big of a calorie deficit, when you're doing hours of cardio, it takes its toll on your immune system. After running a marathon, there's a much larger percentage of people who get sick than people who don't run a marathon. And why do you think that is? Your body just ran for perhaps 3, maybe 4 hours. It's very difficult. It takes. You're more likely to. Sulek, not a running.
Ask me what the doing the answer right then.
You asked him, hey, what's the point of doing all that cardio? I'm dieting for a but doing cardio, it burns calories. I'm doing it to burn calories. He said it was too long of an answer. Yes.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Sam.
The cardio is serving the purpose of burning calories, but also you do get a bit of a kind of metabolic boost.
And so I'll explain to what he's trying to say scientifically. It's EPOC, it's post-exercise oxygen consumption. And so what you perhaps didn't realize is that EPOC occurs more during long-term steady-state cardio than it does for short-term HIIT cardio. You thought it was the opposite. Sam is doing 1 to 2 hours of cardio a day, and so during that cardio he's burning calories, but after the cardio is over he's still burning calories. Your body continues to burn calories, and so his metabolism, it's elevated. He's doing cardio not once but twice a day, and so he's going to have a faster metabolism. And in case you're wondering what percentage of calories that is, it's 6 to 15% of the calories. And so if Sam burns off more following that exercise, that number depends on the length of cardio as well as its intensity.
The pumped up, carved up lifts, they will return in due time.
And so one thing I would caution Sam Sulek, and you of course, if you're thinking this following the competition, I'm going to eat anything and everything that I want. That 1 day binge quickly becomes a week and then a month, and suddenly you're 50 pounds overweight. You're thinking, no, I'm bulking. You're getting sick pumps from eating so much food, but what you've also become is fat. It's not healthy. It's called yo-yo dieting. And not only that, in particular, if you're abusing performance-enhancing drugs, namely diuretics, steroids, and so on, it's going to play havoc to your health. Imagine your blood work when you quickly gain back 50 pounds. Larry Wheel, this happened to him, and so please be more cautious than last time.
Day 1 peak week complete. Let's keep up this momentum. Get ready for some gosh dang freaky pumps, poses, and everything else to come.
And so I'll be covering Sam Sulik's journey to potentially being an IBU pro. Stay tuned, harder than last time. And of course, the #1 natural supplement I'd be recommending for Sam Sulik, especially during peak week, it's Turk Max as well as GO2 Max. Improve cardio, energy, dryness. Did you not hear and see the results of Will Tennyson?
And it just seems like any sort of like water or bloat that I've had is just gone, and my skin just feels way tighter, and I have like a pump.
It reduced his appetite. It made him stronger, had more energy. It lost the bloat from his stomach. He looked harder. Does that not sound like a peak week product for you? And so if you're trying to diet, you're trying to get the most out of your workouts, why not consider using Turk Max? Now, many of you have probably thought, well, I'll just buy Turkplex. I'll buy somebody else's product. It's not real. And so if you don't want to get scammed, you got to get Turk Max from HGLT Supplements. And remember, if you didn't notice the results, you weren't impressed, money back guarantee, and a $20 gift card, what do you have?
It's day 1 of the zombie apocalypse, and you've made it into the mountains with just your camping gear, living off canned food.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fizzy Fitness. So let's start this video with 17 days of physique update from the conqueror William Bonac. So for those of you guys who do not know, the man is a 2 times open champion, which could have easily been 3, because I personally think that he deserved to win the honor back in 2022, and that was against Brandon Carey, although that was a very close call. Now one thing we do not have to worry about at all when it comes to William Bonac is that his conditioning is going to be superb. He's going to be spot on. He may be at the tail end of his career, but looking at how he looked in the 4 shows that he did last year, especially his last 2 shows, the Way Pro and the Olympia, he was probably going to bring a very impressive package once again here at the Arnold in 17 days time. Now think about it. This is a guy who said back in 2023 that he's just going to do 1 more Miss Olympia and then retire. But the way this guy has made progress, especially with his quads coming back, and his waistline looking a lot more retailed, especially during this Arnold prep, and top it all off, placing top 7 at the Olympia last year, beating some young guys like Rafael Brandel. There is no reason to doubt that William Bonac is going to place high once again at this year's Arnold. Now, unlike Brandon Carey, William Bonac was very truthful and very realistic about his chances at this upcoming Arnold.
So when I saw that, that made me like, okay, I'm on the right track, you know, so just go, yeah.
Now the reason I'm comparing both these guys again and again is because they're both of the same age, and they have gone back and forth, beating each other in the past. So Brandon Carey even said that he can expose he has a shot at this upcoming Arnold title. But Bonac, on the other hand, he has very realistic expectations. Thankfully for the man, invited him on the Real Bodybuilding podcast and conducted a great interview. And here is the part where William Bonac talks about the upcoming Arnold and his chances there. Now keep in mind, you guys are going to see William Bonac compete a lot this year, as he's doing the track crew, as well as Perth.
No, the champion is coming there, you understand? I know not only the champion, the two champions, even 3 champions from our other class as well. So I know what's ahead of me. You get me? And I just hope the best, you know, and if I can place top 5 or top 4, thank you. And if I place out of the top 6, thank you as well.
Guys, Mr. Olympia Signature Series is now live on hostel.com. Use the code FAZZY10 to get 10% discount and click the arrow below to check out all the hostel products. So does Carlos Thomas Jr. gets enough credit on his legs development? Because those quads are undoubtedly some of the biggest quads right now in the men's open bodybuilding. Just as all of us were speculating, whether Carlos is going to have enough separation in his legs at this upcoming Arnold. He posts this picture on how his body works, and the man is showcasing a lot more lines and separation this time around. It looks very enhanced. So the biggest exciting factor of Carlos as he preps for his first ever Arnold is the fact that the man is doing this prep with Patrick too, because we can almost guarantee that Carlos is months ahead in terms of his conditioning compared to his last show, which was and the only thing that he has done after turning pro, and that was Texas Pro back in 2023. Now Carlos has talked big game going into this competition. He has visualized him getting compared to none other than the former Miss Olympia, Garrett Leslie. So maybe they're onto something very big. Now there is no denying the fact that this man is a genetic freak, one of the biggest freaks in town. And this is gonna be a show which can make Carlos an absolute superstar. Not saying he's gonna place top 3, because that's not gonna happen in my opinion. But a very impressive looking Carlos at this year's Arnold, that will set him up for a very nice victory for Detroit Pro just a few weeks later, and also secure his Olympia spot, and bring an even better package at the Olympia later this year. Guys, Gorilla Gear is offering a massive discount of up to 70% right now. Use the code FEZI10 to get 10% extra discount. Next up, we have an update from Andrew Jack, and I have got to say he's such a chill guy, because at this point, when everyone is dieting so hard, and they're counting days till this is all over, Andrew on the other hand, he sounded funny when he said he didn't know how many weeks out he is today. And it is kind of insane. His strength is getting impressive. I know a lot of people say that his arms look kind of sus, but I just think he has overall great arms development, great muscle bellies, and it looks like a monster less than 3 weeks out right now. So Andrew Jack hasn't reached his full potential just yet. And that, I have got to say, is a scary thought. He was pretty close at Texas Pro last year, and no wonder, but people had him battling it out for the Olympia title last year if he brought that same package. But unfortunately that did not happen. So the fact that he hasn't fully peaked just yet, that must be a very scary thought for all of his competition, because he can be 100% at this upcoming Arnold and just shock the entire bodybuilding world. Now we have all seen how this entire prep that has all been focused around improving his back, so this is gonna be a very interesting package. Next up, we have an update from Justin Chime, posting the starting point of his prep for this year's Chicago Pro versus how it looked like back in 2023. Then he went on to win the same show, which was also his pro debut. So it's safe to say that this offseason, that was well worth it, because it was a very long one, and the man looks considerably bigger right now, and the condition also looks a lot better compared to his starting point now. That was 2 years ago. Now I have said this so many times, I 100% believe that this man is an incredible talent, and it is just a matter of time. And if he's able to bring up his back, and he can match that with foot, the man is gonna be undeniable, because that flow, with those round bumping quads, a very small waistline, and wide legs, huge arms, those are ideal proportions for any bodybuilder. And looking at his back from his amateur days, it is quite clear that it was a laggy body part even back then. But the way it has progressed over the years, he can make further improvements in that aspect. So him and Carlos Jr., they won their IB Pro cards on the same show in the same year, and just all the intentions to make himself a 2-time Olympian this year. So this picture of him, just a few days out of Chicago Pro back in 2023, that speaks volumes of how good Justin can be. How good Justin can be. So most of us so many years now, and due to those restrictions in classic physique, he never truly worked. So the one time he did push that number, that was back in 2023, then he announced that he's gonna do the 212 plus next. But later, he retraced his decision due to that increase in the weight limit in classic physique. And this is without any doubt his heaviest ever body weight right now. And the man seems to grow while staying in good shape as well. Now, Breon is a true workhorse. He never shies away from the hard work. And watching him put more focus on all those little things, that makes a big difference on the stage. And that also shows his commitment to the sport of bodybuilding. Now, I wish he would have made the switch to the 212 class after 2021, because when Pound Sufan beat him the second time, 2 years in a row, it was clear that he will no longer be fighting for the physique Olympic title again. The point I'm trying to make is that his X factor isn't coming to play. It is extremely hard to bring up the clothes at the age of 45, no matter how gifted you are. And this is Brion's biggest challenge, because that's the one thing the judges pointing out during the last few years, even in classic physique. Next up, we have an update from Chris Bumstead, retired from combative bodybuilding, but something will never change. And the biggest of them all is the love for training. He said he wants to be as big as he possibly can, but also jacked at the same time. And looking at this Chris Bumstead versus the one that was coming up from years ago, his training style, his techniques, that has totally changed now, because he was a guy who was doing those heavy squats, very heavy deadlifts, and he did that throughout his younger years, and that might have also contributed to his age, especially in the later stages of his classic physique career. Now you guys must have seen his statue recently, which is insane. So looking at C-Bum's career, it seems like that the stars were aligned just for him, for his success. Just when he turned pro, classic physique division was introduced. And now it will be cool to see how class evolves now that C-Bum isn't competing anymore. So hit the thumbs up button if you like the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.
Well, gang, welcome back to Late Night Conspiracies, everybody. Let's jump right into it, because holy smokers, it ain't no damn joke. Things really are heating up right now, and guys, it's getting out of hands. You might want to put your seatbelts on. You might also want to put your pants back on and then your seatbelts on, because they're talking about declassifying everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. The EP Island stuff, the 9. I gotta talk a little bit because we're on YouTube, and then the double one. So there's 11s now. Put it together, and you get a 9. You get a. Exist. This is why I'm talking like this, guys. If you're new here, do not subscribe. I post random. Guys, let's actually get down to it. This stuff. Couple of works right, and apparently they're being escorted out by the military. That's what is being claimed in the video. Hard to say whether it's real or not. In the video, hard to say whether it's real or not. I mean, there's a saying that goes, if it sounds so good to be true, then it probably is. It may apply on this one, but it seems genuine though. That's why I wanted to like throw it in the video. But still, guys, we're in the day and age of AI, so you never know, right? Unless you were there, you can definitely confirm to us whether this video is real or not. But interesting nonetheless. Let me show you the secondary clip. Now this one is 5 minutes long, so we're gonna have to skip a little bit. Now to give you context, apparently, so this is that orb in question, that alien, that alien twat, that alien bozo. And right after this one, guys, we're gonna be diving into this one. Yep, this is what I was talking about, man. They're talking about the EP files, the JFK, the Dr. Martin Luther, and also the UFOs, guys. Sister went crazy. We're gonna get back to that in a second, okay? You might wanna put your. I'll give you time to put your pants back on if you just not. Because some of you guys do not follow the guidelines. Look at that. So it looks like a plane, and this is far more interesting to me than the first clip, because the reason being, this could be fake, but this, I mean, even this could be fake, but it just don't feel like it's fake. You'll see what I mean. So it looks like a plane, right? It looks like normal. It feels like that these alien twats are copying us, right? They're copying us heavy. But then they start to show their true colors. I'm just saying, man, we need WWE wrestlers immediately, bro. Where's Brock Lesnar when you need it, man? Because if these alien twats come and they're a little angry at us, yo, we gotta present our, like, wrestlers on here. We gotta present, yo, Jeff Hardy, where's Jeff Hardy? Triple H. We need Triple H, we need The Undertaker. Yeah, bring Undertaker back from retirement, man. We need those Tombstone Kyle drivers we dropped. Of course, guys, I'm joking around, but yeah, look at that insane. And it stays still, that's the thing. Perhaps it's moving a little,
my 2003 Mazda Miata. This car started out with a factory 1.8 liter engine, 4-cylinder, making 142 horsepower and 125 pound-foot torque. And as you can see, that didn't work. So today we're going to throw in my favorite engine of all time, a 13V rotor. Now we don't know exactly how much horsepower this engine is going to make, but with a huge turbo and a crazy tune, we're hoping to make over 500 horsepower. We also have a lot of parts to install. Let me show you what we have. We have a Haltech Elite 1500. We also have a bunch of coils that we're going to be installing. We have wheel wood calipers. They made a custom orange specifically for me. 2-piece rotor for the front and the back. We have a Mishimoto cooling system. We have 2 oil coolers. We have 1 power steering cooler and a massive radiator. Mishimoto also provides all the fibers for the intercooler, so we're going to be making some custom fibers, so that's going to look great. We have an 800 horsepower rated drive shaft from Oceanside Driveland, which they built this thing in just a few hours. And we have BC Racing coilovers for a Miata. This thing is going to handle and it's going to be slammed. Let's build them.
Planning to move? Join the 6 million families who discovered a smarter, more flexible way to move with Pods. Save up to 20% now for a limited time. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, save up to 20% at Pods.com today.
Let me bring you up to speed. First things first, I paid $20 for this car. Right after that, I started cutting it up in pieces because I wanted my very first Miata car. We added some lights, wheel and tire package, 1 racing seats from Status, and of course, a fully built 13V reach-ported with a Stage 3 action clutch and ditchwork and tire fuel system. Now, before I pulled out the 1.8 piston engine that comes original with the Miata, there was one thing I needed to do, and that was the world's longest burner. Being on the history of the car and everything that we've done with it so far, there's only one thing to do, and slap that rotary engine in this car.
That's what they should. Wow. Easy day. You cut the whole front of the car off, so
Yeah.
yes, sir. Big truck. This is a rotary, and unlike a piston, it doesn't have any piston, which means the engine is much smaller and much lighter. Also, rotors spin, they don't go up and down, so you don't have a reciprocating mass there, which is really cool. It allows these things to rev extremely hot. This is a 13V REW out of an FDR7, and it has been modified. This is a Bridgeport on it, which is pretty much like putting a massive camshaft in the piston engine. There's going to be a lot of airflow. It's going to sound almost identical to the Puerto Rico FDR7.
This is heavy. Got a nice massive turbo. I've had this thing for many years. These are a lot of spare parts put together. For the last 2 or 3 years that I've been doing this thing, so I'm just grabbing spare parts from my garage. The next step is going to be part of the engine management, which is the sensor. We have those sensors to install. We have fuel pressure, oil pressure, O2, and air temp. So get those installed. After that, it's going to be the engine height.
All the eagles flying by.
Our job here is done for now, but we need to get the car to DNA garage so we can go for the first start. I'm gonna run to DNA garage and my boy Louis waiting for me outside. So what's up? I got off my truck when I arrived and these boys took the car out, put it inside. I couldn't even film it. They're so quick. Pancho, been a long time, loco. It's been a while. I know, man. I'm about to start working and try to get this thing running.
You picture regulator?
Yep.
Changing his location to up here, and then just put the gauge right here.
Better signal, I'm assuming. Every player is getting down with the fuel pump. Dooley's just texting, not doing anything. Hey! Look, I told you he was texting. Actually working on one of the most critical parts to get the car running. These are main engine harness that will allow us to connect to all the sensors in the engine bay and then fire the car for the first time. Bam! Ready?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
And from here, what's next?
From here, then we just got to align it to each sensor and label it, put the connector on, and that's it.
Oh.
Let's go. Moment of truth. The clutch switch is not going to work.
Wait, I did that!
Exactly. Try it.
It's gonna work. Let's go! I'm so happy right now. I'm so happy. So I did a good job too.
Yeah.
Just you guys. Let's go, baby. Alright, that's it. We are done here with DNA. So we are going to start it and try to drive it for the first time. We never tested the gears on the lift, so we are about to find out if it starts rattling, then we know we shouldn't get up in the vision. DNA Garage, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Custom harness, putting all the sensors in, all the cool stuff. We even have a ghetto hippie style radiator just to get it running here. I don't know, a nice little startup too. Thank you so much, Louis, DNA, and the boys, Eric, Nate, and Pancho. You guys did a freaking amazing job. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Next up, we're going to get onto the cooling system. With any rotary, cooling is paramount. And so we've got a bunch of products here from Mishimoto. I've got a dual pass race radiator here, twin row, and we've also got a bunch of intercooler piping to go along with a really massive Mishimoto intercooler that we have over on the side over there. These are all going to be fighting for space in the front of the RX-7 along with the parts that Ricky has here. So we have what? RX-7 has this. Same thing. On this side we have a 10-row power steering cooler from Sequoia, which it is. Then we have two oil coolers that there are 25 by Mishimoto, which is literally what we use on my RX-7 and on the Queen's RX-7. We've got a lot of things to put in a small amount of space here, but nothing we have to do. So let's start making some tabs. Okay, we have the radiator, the power steering cooler, and the intercooler all mounted up, and Quinn and I are actually working on getting the hoses connected from the radiator to the engine itself. Next time we're going to be putting the fuse back on because we need that on before we can start locking the intercooler right there.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know, to check your outfit first.
it 5 minutes already done. We can actually install it for the final time, and then after that, we're gonna start mocking. Whoa. Pretty good. Look at that. They're quick. Not bad. Not bad.
Definitely not Becky's spec. Definitely not great, but like it's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm proud of that.
I can't do that.
I'm not like super stoked on that, but that's pretty good.
That's definitely not going to see it. Give a little stability test.
Oh, baby. Solid, bro. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Ready? Fire this thing up. Oh, we're not coolant. Oh, we got one step up. We got that like. See how I'm talking. I want to see this thing on the down. I want to see this thing make noise, make a rap. I ain't even heard it. It's bridge party. You started it. I ain't even heard it. What is that?
We don't have coolant in the car right now. Here, man.
We're moving on now to the remaining parts of the cooling system. Ricky's got the Michelin oil coolers. These bad boys are massive.
Yep, bracket's already done.
So these are going to go on the sides.
Yeah, they're right over here.
Typical RX-7 fashion.
Done. See ya. Cut it.
Yeah, look at these coolers.
Oh, you got it. That's track tested now, dude. It is very stiff. Alright, so now we have one inlet, one in, one out, and then we have one in, one out in the engine. So what's going to happen is going to go from there to a cooler, on the other side to that cooler, to the other side of the cooler, back to the front of the engine, and then that in. Alright, so which one am I messing up? I mean, which one am I making? It's just like one at a time. Temporary, yeah. We have to go from there to here. Okay. First line, line number one, we got 185 to 90.
This is the first time I've ever taken on the challenge of welding a complete exhaust system from start to finish. I want this exhaust to last as long as possible for Ricky, so I'm using a stainless steel filler rod, which is thinner than the usual mild steel rod. It was interesting to work with, and I tried my best to keep the welds looking clean. Evan and I just got back from Lincoln Electric's welding school, and I'm stoked to sit down and continue getting seat time on the TIG. And since Mickey and Ricky hand-cut this exhaust, it should fit perfectly. Now let's get this thing on the Miata car.
This is the first full exhaust system I've ever welded by hand.
It's not the greatest.
No, it's great.
But it turned out pretty good. It's like where the main pack was kind of whack. Everything else, dude, money. I'm really stoked on this thing.
It looks nice, very straight, simple. Wow, what's cool is this exhaust, you're actually able to get it tucked right up underneath the car, really tight. So this isn't going to be an issue where it's dragging on the ground ever. It's up inside the tunnel.
It's gonna be good. Alright. Ready? I want to hear this thing firing up with the exhaust on. I know, man.
Alright, the bottom of the exhaust is completely done. Everything is tight. It looks amazing. Look, everything clears. Looks so good. This is what I meant when I said that the RX-7 exhaust comes from the passenger side, but then the Miata comes from the driver's side. So we had to make a small transition, so all the heat and everything is in the same side as the Miata. And it looks amazing. Everything fits. It looks great. Let's bring the car down. Let's see what it looks like.
Dude, it's gonna look so sick. The tips are insane on this thing. Best tips I've probably seen on the Carnival.
So excited.
So like, what about what it sounds like?
Oh, it's gonna sound insane, dude. It's gonna sound so good.
Well, can we turn that on here?
Yeah.
So rotor is gonna smoke out this whole place.
That's what I'm here for, baby. Come on. Come on, baby.
Oh my god, bro, look at the shop.
Yeah, I did a bridge on my car. Like, it sounds so freaking good. Bridgeport rotaries are something else, dude.
This is louder than the Puerto Rico FD.
That's pretty close.
Loud. Name a better engine that sounds like that. Such a rowdy motor.
You cannot beat the sound of a properly Bridgeported 13 feet.
I mean, 20 feet peripheral
Or a 20 feet up on the lane.
Yeah.
But like stuff that's actually fun.
Yeah.
This is like a fifth of a cost that it costs you to do a 26 feet. Oh, yeah. Way cheaper.
I cannot wait to hear this thing scream on the back.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so good. We're here at Garage Life to get the Rotary Miata cartoon. We're gonna make some serious power today. Let's go, baby!
Let's do it!
Alright, so that was the initial run-in of the car, making sure everything's working, all the sensors are responding, and the car moves and is making power. And now we're going to start rolling into power poles. So that was the first one, just to get the car running, get the base map configured. Now we're going to start adding boost and up this thing, get some serious power out of this thing. It already made 330 horsepower at the wheel at 7 pounds of boost, which is not even that much boost for this engine. It's going to be insane. So right now, Ricky's making adjustments to the wastegate because we want more boost, baby. I'm always big.
Oh, I have no idea.
Did you even look?
No, I didn't look. Wait, is it 90 pounds?
No.
90 pounds.
That's the right answer. This thing's making all the right noises, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds so good.
So good.
It's so loud, though.
I know.
We got earmuffs on, just because it's unbelievably loud.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, when you're on the track, you're gonna have a helmet on, so
Yeah, on track you won't notice it, but like since it's in a shop.
I know, it makes it a lot louder too. horsepower, this thing is going to be insane. Now let's get back to the shop and finish this thing. We are back from the dyno. I have a table full of goodies to show you guys. Honestly, battery, because the stock Miata battery is just not strong enough to be able to crank this engine, but this one will. We have basic coilovers, we have adjustable camber arms for the front of the car, and then we have a big brake kit from Wheelwood. This is the Porsche Dynamite kit. It has 2 motors per car every year, and then we have 4 piston calipers. Now let's get to work and start with the coilovers. The first thing we're doing, we're going to be taking the coilover off, and right after that, we have to take the A-arm off, because as you can see, it goes right in between it. On the way back, we're going to put the BC coilover in, and then the arm, the new one actually, it's open. So we can just put it right after, we don't have to worry about it going at the same time, so that makes everything a lot easier. We have this corner done, it was super simple, super easy. This air makes everything a lot simpler and it's boogie adjustable. So now that we're done on this side, let's get the other side done. Alright, fronts are completely done, let's get the rears out. We're going to start with the rear one. On the rear, we're only going to be doing the coilover. Alright, we have the rear coilovers installed as well. Everything is done. Next up, it's going to be the front brake, so let's get that done.
Let me show you the difference on sizes on the front. This nice stock. Look at that. It's a lot bigger.
So the other thing is that this has an aluminum top nut on it, so that's going to reduce a lot of the sprung weight. So you it's bigger, it was guaranteed lighter than
Well, he's playing right here, for sure, 100%.
first piece of the kit is the adapter brackets. This goes from the stock Miata bolt pattern for the caliper to the Wheelwood. Let's get done.
Alright, next time we're going to put this big old rotor in there, baby. Let's do it.
It's time for our big orange caliper, baby. Let's go. Got my boy Ricky some track pads here, baby. Ricky, you got to put some heat in this before it works properly, but when they get hot, oh, these things are going to work.
Don't try this baking soda hack unless you're ready to turn your little stick into a thick wooden log like the top adult film stars. I love my husband, but is Johnson?
New pads, new rotors, new calipers. Such a vibe. Big brake kits are some vibe. 100%. Your brake kits.
The brakes are done, the coilovers are done, the arms are completely installed. This is literally what the car needed for me to start taking it to the track. Because it looks insane. Thank you so much. We would actually painted this thing orange for me because that's what I requested. Got the arms in, coilovers, everything looks sick. It looks so awesome.
It looks so sick. Yeah, I want to see what the wheels are. Can I put a wheel on?
Yeah. The wire, the orange looks weird. Is it clear? Oh, yeah, dude. Let's go. I was so scared when they got fixed.
Oh, down. This is one of the best sounding cars we've had in this shop in the last 2 years, and Ricky's trying to push it.
What are you doing? That's the first part of the rotary drive. The how it's so working. It's not so much the noise, it's the smoke. That's what I'm swearing.
But I don't care. It sounds so good. You didn't shoot an outro. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. You're gonna push it. You're gonna push it.
right, quiz right. Let's start her off and move it outside. Come on, now, ready?
So freaking sick. So good.
It's so badass. This is by far my best on the rotary right here. This is it.
Is this the only bridge you're FT's a half bridge?
My FT's a half bridge. This is my first full bridge for rotary. Yes. Yeah, I have a bunch of street ports, but this is the first full bridge. So, and I don't think I can go back. Everything from now on, it has to be full bridge now.
I honestly want to drive this on track, and I also don't want to drive this on track. It's probably going to be terrifying. Probably so unbelievably achieved.
Alright, so this is it. This completes the build, and this is something that I've been trying to finish them out for the last 4 years. I actually started this many years ago. It takes a lot of time, a lot of money, and to see it finished now, it is insane. This thing will be so badass at the track. So, what do you guys think? Should we go to Apple Valley Speedway? Should we go to Willow Springs? Maybe take it to the drag strip? I don't think this is a good drag strip. This would be a better track type of car. So, man, I'm super excited. This thing is, it's already blowing me away the wheel with the sound now. I can't even imagine this thing on the track. What do you think, boy?
It's going to be so good. I've seen this car for years without it. Just sitting in Ricky's house. Just sitting there. Looking so good. I remember pushing it out of the way to help him work on other stuff.
Yeah.
And like seeing it here running, sounds amazing. It's got everything on it. Like, it didn't have the front bar on it. Like none of the stuff was there. I cannot wait to see this on track.
So you guys let me know if you guys want to see this thing on the track. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to always subscribe and like our video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Let's go, baby!
At the moment, your two toddlers, one thing I love to be is classy, comfortable, no matter where I go. That is why I love my Mary Jane. She's super fine.
What's up, man? For today's video, we're going into a topic I really enjoy. 13 things every man should own by the age of 35. Now, by this point in your life, it's all about leveling up, refining your wardrobe, upgrading your lifestyle, and making sure you have all the essentials every grown man needs. From style must-haves to everyday items, these are the things that separate the boys from the men. So stay tuned as we help you look sharp, feel confident, and handle life like a true gentleman. Now, if you're new here, welcome to Jeff Your Style with G. On this channel, we discuss various men's lifestyle topics such as style, date, and if any or all those topics that you invite you to subscribe. And to my returning friends like Calvin Felton, salute. Now, first up on the list of the 13 things I believe every man should own by the age of 35 is something you'll hear me beating the drum for on this channel over and over, and I always will. You need at least one quality watch. Now, by the age of 35, the styles will be all about being elevated, mature, and intentional. And nothing says that more than a quality watch. Quality timepiece isn't just about playing the time. It's about making a statement. It shows attention to detail, sophistication, and confidence. And I know nowadays everybody checks their phone for the time, check your watch for the time, it sets you apart. It shows that you care about attention to detail and sophistication. Whether you're a sleek dress watch guy, a rugged diaper, or a classic chronograph, there's a timepiece to fit every man's style. And when I say quality watch, I don't mean expensive watch. Great watches can be found from $50 to $50,000. So that's why I recommend by the age of 35, you invest in at least one well-made quality timepiece. Every day you can throw on something that elevates your style and lasts a lifetime. Another very important thing you need to have by the age of 35, a solid savings and investment plan. You see, by this age, you gotta have your money right. And no doubt you need a solid savings and investment plan. The thing is, by the age of 35, being stylish is great, but true confidence also comes from financial stability. stability. You don't want to be out here living paycheck to paycheck, stressing over emergencies, or missing out on financial opportunities because you're not prepared. A smart man saves, invests, and builds for the future. He doesn't have excessive debt, he doesn't spend recklessly, and after building up his savings, he invests in things such as real estate, stocks. The goal here is instead of working for your money works for you. So make sure you're building wealth, staying financially disciplined, and you're setting yourself up for a future where you call the shot. That's a real grown man business. Now, next up is something I believe is essential for every grown man. You need to have a tool set. You see, by the age of 35, you need to be able to handle basic repairs. And that starts with having a solid tool set. You can't be out here calling someone every time you need something fixed around the house. To tighten a screw, hang a picture, fix a loose end. A well-stocked tool set, including things like screwdrivers, pliers, wrenches, hammers, and drills, enables you to take care of your space like a grown man should. Plus, in my opinion, there's nothing more satisfying than fixing things yourself with your own hand. One of the goals when it comes to being a grown man, you want to be capable and self-sufficient. You want to be able to handle anything life brings your way. And that includes around your crib. So grab yourself a tool set. That way, when it comes to small repairs around the home, you have the right tools for the job. Now, next up is something I definitely believe is mandatory, especially with this being a style channel. By the age of 35, there's no excuse to not have at least one killer suit. Now, I know nowadays a lot of guys dress more casual, but if you want to stand out as a grown man, one of the easiest ways to do that is having a well-tailored suit. Whether it's for weddings, a business meeting, special occasions, I believe any grown man's wardrobe is incomplete without that killer suit. The great thing about a suit, it brings to mind another type of suit, a suit of armor. Just like a suit of armor, it gives you authority, confidence, and an air of strength and masculinity. But the key here, not just any suit. You want one that fits you extremely well. And you don't have to go spend thousands of dollars for a custom-made suit. Find one that fits you relatively well off the rack and take it to a tailor to have it and to me, it's and knowledge base. And to me, it really doesn't matter what type of book we're talking about. Self-improvement, history, or autobiography. They all expand your knowledge base, your confidence, and your vocabulary. And not to mention a man is well-read, it helps improve his communication skills. It also makes you a smarter decision maker and a more interesting person to talk to. So on the Star LG channel, we don't talk about elevating our wardrobe. We also want to keep elevating our mind. So make sure you always have a book, because a man's always learning. Remind me, especially my American guys, this. For some reason, even by extremely important, because a travel has a life that's well lived. When you travel around the world and leave neighborhood, city, or country, it expands your mindset, exposes you to new cultures, it just changes your whole perspective. Not to mention you'll see yourself having some unforgettable experiences. So whether it's a business trip, a vacation, or a quick getaway, having a passport means you'll always be ready for the next opportunity. It's a very important lesson I hope you take, especially my American guys. Don't restrict yourself to your own town. Get out, travel, see the world. It's a great way for you to explore, learn, and continue to grow. Not to mention a well-traveled man is more cultured, more knowledgeable, more interesting. Trust me, the world is better than just your daily routine. So make sure you have yourself a passport. Now, next up on the list of the 13 things every man should own by the age of 35 is an essential grooming need. Every guy should have a signature fragrance. Having a signature cologne in your grooming arsenal is a great move because it allows you to make a statement without saying a word. You see, having a great signature scent isn't just about smelling good. It's also about leaving a lasting impression. The right cologne can boost your confidence, enhance your presence, and make you more memorable to everybody you meet. Whether we're talking about work, dates, or just being on the go every day, the right scent leaves a lasting impression and people notice you've been there. And as we elevate to the age of 35, what you want to be looking for is one that's classic, versatile, refined, and masculine. And not to mention, very importantly, suits your personality. So take it from me, you definitely want to have a signature scent. A well-dressed man who smells great, this without a doubt is a man who stands out. Now, next up on the list of the 13 things I believe every guy should have by the age of 35, we're staying in the grooming department. You must have a grooming kit. To put your best face forward and be the most handsome version of yourself,
I believe this is going to change your life. Yeah, that simple circle is a cell. Look,
Of yourself, a grooming kit is essential. It helps you keep yourself looking sharp, clean, and well maintained. You see, a grown man, he takes care of himself, and that starts with having quality tools for the job. I'm talking about a razor, beard trim, clippers, a nail kit, and your skin care essentials. Whether we're talking about being clean shaven, rocking a beard, or just wanting to have the best skin possible, having a well-stocked grooming kit is the first step to making sure you always look and feel good. Because let's keep it real. Women notice, your employers notice, and most importantly, you notice when you're well kept. So stay fresh, stay polished, and make sure you're always taking care of your appearance. A well-groomed man commands respect wherever he goes. Now, next up on the list is something I believe we don't talk about nearly enough. It's very overlooked. I believe it's very important to have, by the age of 35, a network of like-minded men. It's often said we're the sum parts of the 5 people we spend the most time around. And I agree. So I believe having a strong network of like-minded men around you is very important because it shapes who you are today and who you're going to become. A grown man should be out here living life alone. It's very important to have like-minded people around you who are ambitious, goal-oriented, and motivated. You want some trustworthy men around you who are going to push you to be the best version of yourself. Whether we're talking about career goals, fitness, or finances, having like-minded men around you remind you of your goals as you watch them achieve, fail, rest themselves off, and get right back on course. But on the other hand, make sure you're cutting out negative people. People drag you down. You want fellas around that respect you and that you respect, that can check you when you're on your BS, but also can help make sure you're staying on the right path. We're getting back into our style bag for the less essential for the age 35. Man, you gotta have at least one pair of quality dress shoes. You see, the thing is, just like with a house, it's very important when it comes to your style, your foundation. And of course, shoes are the foundation of any stylish guy. Now, one of the things I always encourage, that I believe you should buy a pair of the best quality shoes you can reasonably afford. Don't break the bank, but please make sure you don't cheap out when it comes to the dress shoes. Not only will the people who see you notice, cheap shoes drag the outfit down, the feet will notice. Oftentimes looking very uncomfortable. And when you think you're saving money by spending a whole lot less, you're really not. Cheap dress shoes wear out very quickly. You'll have to replace them. You're much better off investing in a quality pair to get. The thing is, for a grown man to have quality dress, more refined, and a pair of quality dress shoes would anchor any look. And you can't build a solid style by the age of 35 without the foundation of your wardrobe. Quality dress shoes. Now, next up is something I believe a lot of guys tend to ignore. Having the right kitchen tools. Anything can handle just about any recipe way, from searing steaks to baking cornbread. Also investing in high quality pots, pans, and knives definitely has your kitchen very well equipped. Not to mention cooking for yourself, and especially for others, is a great way to have a memorable experience. And it shows that you're self-sufficient, creative, and capable. Without a doubt, I highly recommend every grown man have a cast iron skillet and or some quality cookbook. Now, next up is another thing that's hugely overlooked by my young G's, but I find myself reminded by more as well. You need to have a comfortable mattress, and then here's the thing you need to keep in mind: a quality night's sleep is just as important as being on the grind. There's no way any of us can perform at our best if we're not getting quality nights of sleep. The thing about a comfortable mattress, not only does it promote good sleep, it improves your mental clarity, boosts your physical health, and your overall well-being. And when you pair that comfortable mattress with quality bedding, I'm talking about sheets that are soft, breathable, and ones that fit your sleeping style, you're definitely prepared for a very productive next day. So please don't cheap out on your sleep setup. Taking care of your rest is just as important as taking care of your body. Now, next up on the list of the 13 things I believe every man should own by the age of 35, we're getting to our accessory bag, literally. I believe we need a good weekend travel bag. You need a good weekend travel bag because a man who's always ready to get away is a man who's on top of his game, in my opinion. Whether it's for a business trip or a spontaneous weekend getaway, the travel bag, a weekend one, is essential. You don't want to be out here schlepping around with a cheap bag that's falling apart. That's not fly. Whether we're talking about a sleek duffel bag or a weekender bag, you're prepared to get away at a moment's notice. And it gives you the style of practicality to travel with ease. When you have that great weekend travel bag, not only does it help you stay organized, it sets a tone for traveling in style. Find something that's well made, fits your personality, and looks good while doing it. Okay, so there you have it. My list of the 13 things every man should own by the age of 35. Now do me a favor, let me know in the comment section if you believe there's some grown man essentials I left off today's list. And if you enjoyed this video and found it informative, I highly recommend you check out a recent video I did about the rules I believe every man should live by. Check it out.
I used AG1 after the Ironman World Championships. Obviously, I've just really burned through calories all day long, and when you put yourself through that kind of effort, your immune system has been really challenged. So AG1 will really help with the immune system and just getting all that goodness back into the body that you've expelled throughout the race.
The reasons behind hate, stupid.
To the channel, let's dive into patches. You're uncomfortable, but you asked for the tattoo there. There's no other way to go around it. You can't exactly wear a bra. You might have to wear a stick on one, kind of like the patches.
Man, be honest, man. How you gonna take that shit off like that, man? How?
You still woke up when you walked past him though. If that's not some sixth sense stuff going on, then I don't know what else is, okay? He only wakes up when he needs to. It's all right. I feel like this is what 60 hours a week does to you. It's a long day, he's probably been there for 12 hours, okay? Leave the guy alone. Should have bought him a coffee. Do better.
You may not fight, you may not kick, you may not scream. Everything else is fair game. Okay? Good. Not too bad? Do you feel full script? Very good. One, two, take a deep breath. 1, 2, and say out.
At least it's a vital kick, you just did the scream. I feel like that would really hurt though. Your knees are so sensitive and there's a big ass needle going into your knee. Like who wouldn't scream? You're going in between my joints, I don't like it. Imagine telling a patient you can't scream. Alright, what do you want me to do?
What are you doing, step loader?
Cranking my wood. He's just cranking his wood. And then you've got the manager listening in on the side, like, Nick?
Sure. My name is Aubrey.
And we are addicted to drinking our urine. And I have not drank water for years now.
Each day I'm consuming about a half gallon of fresh urine. It smells like buttery popcorn.
I just know that did not smell like buttery popcorn, because urine just smells like urine, right? I've never smelled mine and thought, it smells delicious. Doesn't the pee take the toxins out of your body and now you just put it back into your body? And surely that's not healthy. I don't think that's healthy. I think I'd even do this as a joke. What is Bert wearing? He looks fabulous. It's like he's been preparing this for his whole life. One day it's gonna happen. This is why I need a bit of something. beach emoji. She definitely knows, right? Right? Who is this diva? I also want to know receiving eggplant emojis from.
Support your backside and spine so well, you can sit on an egg.
You want me to sit on this egg? Okay. Can't believe I'm doing this. I don't even feel it.
The egg just got unlaid. Egg was like, I found a new man, thanks, take me home. She's going to make an egg salad later. Okay, but where did it actually go? There's no way it went where we thought it went. Maybe it did.
Oh, babe, can I use your phone? Because I can't get a signal up in here.
Myself? The one I'm holding. In my hand?
Yes. Would you hand me that?
Oh.
Are you sure that he just smokes weed?
Not all heroes wear capes. Some of them wear robes. And also, that's not a best friend. That's a brother. He just saved their relationship. And now she can't even blame her partner. She can blame his best friend.
You know, Lois, crypto might need a little snip. Sorry, old buddy. Gotta do it. It's for your own good, crypto. It'll reduce the probability of perennial adenomas. That's ass cancer. Sit. Those balls are coming off whether you like it or not. Gotta assume you don't like it. There now. That wasn't so bad, was it?
Dog really said, okay, if mine have to go, then yours have to go too. We could both lose our balls together. A ball or a ball. It's true though, I think if your dog is at a point where it's just absolutely hammering anything it can see, then yeah, maybe. In this case, it was a car.
Get it!
Got you clean, huh? What's the matter, honey? Little extra cheese on the taco?
Excuse me? Yeah.
No, excuse me. There's no tag on this. Price check on VegiClean, aisle 5. I repeat, price check on VegiClean, aisle 5. That's VegiClean. We got a customer down here with a full-on fallopian fungus. She's baking a loaf of bread and I think it's sourdough. Put a rush on that.
Extra cheese on the taco is crazy. She's baking bread. I think it's sourdough. I've never seen this movie. What is it? I love Jim Carrey though, but I've never seen it. I feel like he always acts the same way in each movie that he's in. Well, it's called Me, Myself, and Irene. Okay, I must watch it.
Bro, how much shit is on this train? I've been sitting here for 20 minutes!
Plot twist, it's the same train, it's just turned around. It's like, oh, I'm going the wrong way, let me just start. Okay. Honestly, how is there so much stuff on the train? That's pretty cool. I didn't know they could carry so much. But no, the second train only came because it knew you were worked up about the first train. I don't know why they don't make little bridges where there's trains and then, you know, all traffic is still flowing. Perfect. And you know what? It's always when you're either on your way to work or on your way back from work. It's one or the other, nothing ever else.
I use more product than anybody.
When you and Jim go get your hair done, what y'all tell them? Like to the left or the right?
No, it's to a fade. It's a fat hog, bro. Number 2. Hey, Paul, what are you doing? It's a little off the side. Lean aside. Lean aside.
I always tell him, I should leave a little bit on the top.
The second guy from the left cannot talk. He's got no hair. It's always the ones with no hair that are commenting about other people's hair, huh? With the guy on the right asked for the Mr. Burns hairstyle. Oh, Paul, he was silent. He knew what was coming. We're talking about hair. Here we go.
One thing in this world that you need to know. No one's gonna have the guts to tell you. Learn how to give a good blow.
she saved your granddaughter's marriage. So go, Grandma. Need more advice, please.
You want us to come back another time? We're missionaries. Guys.
You're good. We're kind of doing it here already. So.
Like, oh, okay. No worries. We're just gonna go on by. Took him 3 business days to understand. But okay, not that missionary. This missionary. Right.
Can I tell you something? You have great New York boobs. Are we talking? Well, I drink. Fabulous. And rest on my arm like an eagle on a perch. These are some of the best boobs you can see in the city. Bromsky.
How do you get away with asking this? My best friend, not everybody would get fed to get everything, and you could get away with stuff like this. No, that's Rogan. No! How odd is this clip? Rogan's got hair. He's just there taking comedy notes, like, okay, yes, this works. Alright. That's my purse, I don't. Excuse me, man, you dropped your wallet. Oh, okay. Oh, damn, that is a whole lot of lady right there. My gosh, she just pulled it out of her handbag. Just single-handed fired it. Right, if she can hold that with one hand, then you just know she can knock out anybody. I wouldn't want to mess with her. No. Oh.
So what's the dealio? You guys can't be putting fake posters on at least.
Yeah.
Really? Whatever.
Honestly, I'm with the guy. Why put the poster up if you don't want me to do that? And it did say me. I feel like a lot of people are going to scream. Okay. And he screamed. So where's the...
I'm very sorry, sir. Hold on a second. Wait. Is this him?
Take your time, sir.
Yes, it's definitely him.
Okay. So if you make your way
later, it seems like.
What?
Yes, okay. Very much could be him.
So this is him?
Oh no.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry, sir. I know that you're blind, but you're gonna have to make a decision.
I'm not blind.
Oh, thank God. I'm not a mortician.
No, I'm not dead. But please don't stop on my account.
I feel very weird watching this. I feel like these sketches are getting out of hand. Honestly, just when you think that you've seen all sketches and then something like this comes along, what happens at the end? Do they follow through?
Gave her a 20 and she didn't give me nothing.
Why does she owe you $20?
$20 bill. I gave her a $20 bill.
For what?
For anything. I don't care. Whatever it's for, but she can give me my money back if she ain't gonna do nothing with it.
Okay, were you planning to buy some drugs or something? What kind of drugs were you wanting to buy?
Rock. Yes, I was.
You gave her $20 back.
I gave her $20. She gave me some plaster.
And now you want your $20 back because she didn't supply you with crack cocaine.
Well, if she shouldn't have given me nothing, no plaster, nothing, she should have said no.
What's going on?
She come around a while ago. There used to be some people right over there that used to sell.
Yeah.
We were sitting out on the porch in some chairs. So she said, y'all have anything to buy? I said, no, baby, we don't have nothing to sell. So she left me around the corner. Then she come back 10 minutes later hollering, give me my money back. I said, no, you ain't bought nothing from here. Don't disrespect my child. This is my child. I don't sell crack. I'm a prostitute.
No, I'm so confused. You just gotta respect the honesty for both of them. It's a serious situation. Melanie has never talked in this day of work. Never. Does this cop have like a secret truth about that none of us know about? Because why are they just admitting to all of this? I feel like they're both telling the truth. It's just a misunderstanding. He's come in like the agony arms, like it's okay.
This is the quickest way to pee out fat.
Good God, man. Stop eating those. They're gonna blow up. No, I'm not. The numbers on the scale just keep going down, bro. What? How are you losing weight? I've been trying.
Shit, you didn't let me say nothing. It's the height? Okay, I respect it.
What's your name, age, and what do you do?
I'm Henry. Shit, it's the name. I ain't never done this before.
It's the height, it's the name, anything he says, it just seems to be that. He didn't give the guy a chance. I feel it's so diabolical that somebody walks in and just pop the balloon straight away. You don't even know them. Give them a chance. You might not initially be attracted to them, but you might like their personality. His height and his name. Oh, he could change his name if he wants to. It's a nice name, Henry. Lovely name. Look, at least he'll make you laugh, okay? He seems like a funny guy.
I'ma miss you. I'ma miss you. Huh? No, Santa Claus needs his little helpers.
Oh, no. I love it when he flipped the bird. There's the background laugh. Oh, God. That was out of pocket. There's literally no need for that at all. Wow. Wow. That was wonderful. I wonder how you mastered his skills. That was incredible. I'm going to try it. I'm not going to try it. Honestly, that is really impressive. That is pure talent.
What is that?
Oh, it's my film. Oh, I just need to keep it on me. Why did she smell the ball? It's true though, when women's leggings don't have pockets, we have to put stuff elsewhere. I just put it here, like that, or it goes in here like this. But yeah, if you fall, it hurts. Where is this place? It looks really fun to me. Where is this place? It looks really fun. I'm just asking for a friend, by the way. I'm just curious why they are all dressed that way. Maybe it's like an advertising marketing scheme. We have come to the end of the video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button and turn the bell notification on. See you next time I post a video. I have a Patreon. Come and join us over there. You'll find the uncensored videos there. But other than that, thanks for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day and I'll catch you next time. Bye.
I just found a way to create completely uncensored AI videos, and yes, even with Cling 1.6 and this new online text-to-video tool that nobody knows is accessible online except Brain Project, you see people have been generating completely uncensored AI videos with Cling for quite some time. They won't tell you because they are making money with this website called DFans. This site allows them to sell their AI videos and images. It's just like OF, as in your fans pay a monthly fee, but OF doesn't allow AI content. With DFans, you don't need to submit any personal identity or government-issued cards. There's no KYC. For anonymity, you get paid in crypto, and they support multiple chains like Arbitrum, Ethereum, and many more. They also support USDC for creators and fans. It only takes about 5 minutes to become a creator, and you can start selling your AI videos with no withdrawal limit. The link is in the description. So let me show you how to create uncensored videos with Cling 1.6 in this new text-to-video tool. We are going to cover the old method and the new method, so timestamps are available. I advise you to enter full screen mode because the steps are tricky and the next 7 minutes could change your life. Let's get to it, and be sure to like this video and subscribe for more AI content.
Shall we begin? Let's begin.
What up, OG, triple OG? It's your man, y'all already know what it is. We got some Corey on deck, 50 show. So, without further ado, let's get to the video.
So as we know, the Grammys were this weekend. They came and went. I got some on that. Okay, well, did you want me to cover that, talk about, hit on that last?
Hit that first.
Okay. Well, of course, one of the big buzzes was Kanye West and his, I guess it's is it his wife, I guess his new wife.
Why smell a whore?
Bianca Censori. And what she did, I think they married, yeah, I believe so. Pretty sure they got married. Anyway, and what she wore on the red carpet, because they didn't actually go in and attend it. A lot of people, it was rumors that he got kicked. He didn't. They said he didn't. He actually, I think he did this for, you know, whatever exposure or big buzz. Anyway.
Mark Brown said he's going to do his clothes, or he's going to compete with Kim Kardashian clothes.
Right.
Because she makes stuff like that.
Well, yeah, right. But she makes stuff that goes under clothes.
You know the one, that's the homie. It's
That's
great.
the homie, it's great, yeah. So, and I was just going to elaborate more on it because when they went to the after parties, she changed into a black one where you can actually see, people did a close-up, and you can see very faintly the logo for his line. So if you go on Kanye's website, he is selling the second thing she wore, which is a black one. Not the one she wore there on the red carpet, the beige, like cream, it looked like her skin color. But anyway, afterwards, anyway, so he's selling that on his website. So it's it's a black, like, mesh see-through thing after the red carpet thing. So,
well, I want to say this about her and her shaved vagina. It threw everything. I think women who shave their vagina, you are stealing necessary nutrients from us guys who are freaky.
What?
A shaved vagina is like a coat made out of linen. It's like it ain't gonna do the job. I need to see the hair back where your asshole to be turned on.
Well, that's you.
Shave your vagina bald like that. I don't want you to be naked.
Kanye
now
likes,
this is breakfast school.
Of course.
Craig, you like shaved vaginas or it don't matter?
I like all pussies.
And you know this, man. He just wanted a warm place, but Kanye obviously likes the dolphin effect.
Right, I don't like a bald vagina, goddamn. A bald vagina is barbaric. It's barbaric. This girl said, you know hair holds odor. I need that odor, bitch. What are you doing with an odorless vagina? Who are you trying to be, Barbie? What the hell is wrong with you? I need to know your roots. Smell your roots through the hair of that monkey. Don't shave the monkey when you do with us drill.
And the girl always looks unhappy and cold. I don't know if I've ever seen her
said
smile.
she looks scared, confused, and
like, you should see the after picture when they went karaoke. Did I send that to you? I'm not sure.
Somebody said trim, not hairy. Well, if you trim it a little bit, I can tolerate that. Really, I like a motherfucking prehistoric ass vagina.
he wants the Sasquatch look.
Right. I want when you wear a bathing suit, they be like, you have to leap to there. That's the type of vagina I want right there. I don't want no bland ass motherfucking vagina. I need hair on the monkey.
That is so. But yeah,
somebody say the pH balance fix the hair. That's what your dude told you. He'd keep you sick.
Anyway, yeah, so that was pretty crazy.
Say nature's
there it is. That's what she look. That's what she look. They put the logo.
Corey wants a forest. Yeah.
Look, they put the 50 logo over the biddies. But that's.
I got the picture. I got the pictures. You know they took down a lot of the pictures.
I know you. So
but I got some of the pictures. I'll
you can do that. So you can do that, but I couldn't do it with the.
I admitted I did it. I wanted to use it as an example I wasn't attracted when she bust down because her vagina was shaved. Like, you see how her face looked? I like the depression in her face.
Oh my
That's
God.
beautiful to me. If you're a real nigga, your woman ain't happy. That's all I'm telling you. If your woman happy, you're happy. You're not happy, your business.
That's ridiculous. That is.
If you're a real man, your woman always look like that.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
Kanye West is doing his job. Look at his look behind her. Like, you bet nothing.
Oh no, you should see. There's others where he is ecstatic. He's so happy, especially when they're in that karaoke bar. She's the only one sitting like that with the microphone and all these people around them. And they're at a karaoke bar. It's hilarious.
You see that look he gave? What I teach you?
No, but you know they had a lip.
Kanye, I got respect for you, brother.
You know they had a lip.
You had your girl that you claim bust down on the park.
Another kitchen find that just makes sense. Toss out that old mandolin that
Did you hear that brutal ass exhaust? That is German engineering at its finest. This is 1,000 horsepower, 9-second Audi S6. So he went to his rap guy and was probably like, so what color you want to paint it? Dude said, I want it to look like Grace Jones and Crunchy Black from 3 6 Mafia had a baby. And check this out. Perfect getaway car. Very inconspicuous. Looks like regular traffic. So let me know how you guys feel about this. Do you think it sound good? Do you think it look good? Do you think there are some things that he could have done? I want you to comment below. I honestly like it. I gotta give it a solid 9.5 out of 10. This is a big single turbo nitrous super. Let me repeat that again. It has 2 power adders strapped to the most overbuilt engine that Toyota has ever produced. Somebody asked, Guru, why isn't the A90 Supra as popular as the Mark IV Supra? Because it'll never be. But that's my opinion. Let's give some facts, right? Because that's what people want to hear. You're talking about a twin turbo 3-liter inline 6 built in the 90s with the capabilities to touch 1,000 horsepower, but on average could touch 750 to 850 horsepower on stock internals. Hold on to that. Fast forward to the A90 Supra. While it's not entirely a bad car, what ruined this car's reputation was when, well, Toyota announced that it's going to have a BMW-derived engine. And even though you can make 1,000 plus horsepower and well over that with the B58 platform, people just don't care because everybody's making 1,000 horsepower. Everybody's making 1,500. The rat race for more power just makes this dull and uninteresting. Then Fast and Furious, on top of a lot of other movies and video games, pushed this thing to complete stardom, like to legendary status. The A90 Supra hasn't appeared in enough films, enough games to really just get it where the Mark IV Supra is in terms of popularity. You see an MK4, you immediately wanted to shoot flames because your nostalgia done took over, bro. You wanted to do what nuns do after eating Taco Bell for the first time. One indication you should leave these Supra guys alone. Look at the size of that goddamn tire. This is probably the first Supra with a BBL like Nicki Minaj. We go to the back, and there are 2 bottles of, not nitrous now, we're no longer calling it nitrous. We're calling it pressurized Macho Man Randy Savage elbow drops. Imagine if Michael Jackson and Nas created their own nitrous brand, right? Like every time you twist the knob and go, he probably called Peppa Pig Daddy. Precision Turbo, same shit. It was like, listen, I just got my taxes. I need the biggest turbo y'all got. Give me the turbo off the Titanic. Go in the water and get it for me. Oh wait, that's a steamship. Nah, see, just look at the color. Look at the aesthetics, bro. We time traveling literally back to the 90s, bro. I gotta give it a 10 out of 10. Solid 10 out of 10. It's absolutely beautiful. I want y'all to comment below and tell me what you think of this secret. Do you like it? Do you think there could have been more done to it? I think it's perfect as is. As always, it's your boy Black Car Guru. I'll see y'all later.
Tech savings you'll love are at Best Buy.
On July 15, 2008, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Chanel Brooks, a 16-year-old honor student at McKinley Senior High School, was walking home from her advanced placement chemistry tutoring session at approximately 7:45 p.m. A patrol car carrying 3 off-duty police officers stopped beside her on East McKinley Street. The officers were Michael Bryson, 34, Thomas Hoffman, 29, and Kevin Ridgway, 31. The toxicology report confirmed they were heavily intoxicated while on duty. Multiple witnesses from nearby residences reported hearing a struggle and observing the officers forcefully pulling Brooks into the police vehicle. At the Choctaw Industrial Complex, Officer Bryson drove the patrol car behind an abandoned warehouse, while Hoffman held Brooks at gunpoint. For the next 3 hours, between 8:15 p.m. and 11:20 p.m., they took turns assaulting her. Officer Ridgway stood guard outside, periodically entering the warehouse to participate in the assault. The industrial complex's security guard, James Martinez, testified to hearing screams, but was ordered by dispatch to maintain his position when he reported the disturbance. The medical examination at Our Lady of the Lake Regional Medical Center documented the brutality of the assault. Brooks suffered broken ribs from being repeatedly kicked by Officer Hoffman when she attempted to resist. Officer Bryson caused severe cranial trauma by striking her head against the concrete floor. The assault resulted in multiple lacerations and extensive internal injuries. DNA evidence collected matched all 3 officers, and investigators recovered the victim's blood from both the patrol car and multiple locations within the warehouse. During the internal affairs investigation, Lieutenant Gregory Walsh uncovered a pattern of misconduct. Critical evidence disappeared, including Officer Ridgway's body camera footage from that night. Witness testimonies were altered, removing mentions of previous complaints against the officers. DNA test results were compromised when the evidence storage facility experienced an accidental power outage. Officer Janet Powell, who documented the missing evidence in her initial report, was immediately reassigned to traffic duty. In the weeks following the assault, Chanel Brooks endured continuous intimidation. Officer Bryson frequently parked his patrol car outside her house during night shifts. Officer Hoffman, who lived in the same district, would follow her on her way to school. Officer Ridgway used his authority to dismiss multiple complaints filed by the Brooks family. Unable to cope with the trauma and constant harassment, Brooks stopped attending classes in late August. Despite receiving professional support from trauma counselor Dr. Rebecca Thompson, she struggled with severe post-traumatic stress disorder and depression. On September 12, 2008, at approximately 3:15 p.m., she took her own life in her family home. The FBI forensics team authenticated Brooks's suicide note, which detailed the roles of each officer in both the assault and subsequent cover-up. The document described how Officer Bryson initiated the attack, how Officer Hoffman threatened to kill her family if she reported the crime, and how Officer Ridgway used his connections to ensure the case would never reach court. Despite overwhelming evidence, District Attorney David Marshall's office dismissed the case on October 1, 2008. All 3 officers maintained their positions within the force, with Ridgway eventually becoming county sheriff in 2015. The case highlighted the department's systemic corruption, as multiple officers later admitted to witnessing the 3 men's previous misconduct, including several incidents of on-duty intoxication and harassment of other young women. This case remained inactive for precisely 10 years. In the aftermath of his daughter's ended her life, Lamont Brooks, a professional butcher with 20 years of experience, demanded justice through official channels. When formal complaints went unanswered, he confronted Officer Michael Bryson at the police station on September 20th, 2008. During this confrontation, Brooks was severely beaten by multiple officers. Security footage later revealed that Officer Bryson struck first, but Brooks was charged with assaulting a police officer. During the trial, the prosecution, led by Assistant District Attorney Robert Miller, presented altered evidence that portrayed Brooks as the aggressor. Despite multiple witnesses testifying that Brooks never threw a punch, Judge William Henderson sentenced him to 10 years in Louisiana State Penitentiary. The sentencing hearing lasted less than 30 minutes, with Judge Henderson denying all defense motions to present evidence of police misconduct. At the Louisiana State Penitentiary, Brooks was assigned to work in the meat processing facility due to his professional background. Over his decade of incarceration, he refined his already considerable skills with butcher's tools. Prison records show he became the lead instructor for the meat processing vocational program, teaching dozens of inmates the trade. Brooks maintained an exemplary prison record. He participated in anger management programs, completed several educational courses, and served as a mentor in the prison's rehabilitation program. The prison psychiatrist documented his remarkable emotional control and dedication to self-improvement. During family visits, Brooks spoke only of plans to open his own butcher shop after release. Prison staff noted Brooks's methodical approach to his work. He developed new techniques for precision cutting and wrote a comprehensive manual for the prison's meat processing program. His innovations improved the facility's private investigation work. Prison's new business venture. Brooks listened to these updates without comment, focusing instead on discussing his sister's family and his work in the prison. During his final year of imprisonment, Brooks attended advanced courses in business management and accounting through the prison's educational program. He maintained detailed notebooks about meat processing techniques, business operations, and market analysis. The prison vocational supervisor praised his dedication to learning and teaching others. On August 15, 2018, Lamont Brooks was released from Louisiana State Penitentiary. His behavior and participation in rehabilitation programs earned him an early release. The parole board noted his perfect disciplinary record and multiple letters of recommendation from prison staff. Upon release, Brooks collected his personal effects, including his certification in advanced meat processing and business management credentials. The prison release report described Brooks as a model of rehabilitation. He had developed exceptional skills in his trade, maintained strong family connections, and demonstrated consistent emotional stability. His parole officer, David Martinez, reported that Brooks expressed no interest in his daughter's case, focusing solely on plans to establish his own business. Prison officials documented Brooks's final day in detail. He completed his last shift in the meat processing facility, organized his workstation meticulously, and provided detailed instructions for his replacement. Fellow inmates and staff described his demeanor as calm and focused. He left the facility carrying only a small bag of personal items and his professional certifications. The systematic investigation that would later follow these events revealed that Brooks's time in prison served not as rehabilitation, but as preparation. His dedication to perfecting his butchering skills and maintaining an impeccable record was part of a calculated plan. On October 12, 2018,
what sets us apart is that we combine the best of hospitality, food, drink, and the life music on steak.
the first act of a meticulously planned revenge unfolded at Downtown Fitness, owned by former police officer Michael Bryson. At 11:45 p.m., after closing hours, Bryson was ambushed in his gym. During a brief exchange of gunfire, the assailant shot Bryson in both kneecaps with tactical precision, immobilizing him. What followed was 6 hours of methodical torture. The perpetrator used Bryson's own gym equipment to restrain him, transforming the fitness center into a makeshift torture chamber. Through precise gunshot placement and expert use of tourniquets, the attacker ensured Bryson remained conscious throughout most of the ordeal. The assailant brought an array of professional butchering tools, cleavers, boning knives, and a bone saw. Each implement was used with the precision and skill of someone with extensive meat processing experience. The torture began with Bryson's extremities and methodically worked inward, the perpetrator taking time between segments, presumably questioning his victim about the events of 2008. Dr. Margaret Wilson's forensic analysis revealed the extraordinary precision of each cut. The dismemberment followed professional butchering techniques, with clean separations at major joints and systematic tissue removal. The torturer demonstrated extensive knowledge of human anatomy, deliberately avoiding major arteries to prolong the victim's consciousness while inflicting maximum pain. The most telling aspect of the crime was the focus on specific areas of Bryson's body that corresponded to injuries he had inflicted on Chanel Brooks. The bone saw marks on his ribs matched the exact locations where he had broken Brooks's ribs during the 2008 assault. Despite intensive investigation, Bryson's remains were never recovered. The crime scene showed evidence of meticulous, with industrial-grade 8D. Someone with knowledge of professional meat processing. Agent Robert Thompson noted that every aspect of the crime demonstrated careful planning and execution. The perpetrator had studied Bryson's routines, disabled security systems, and chosen a time when the gym would be empty. The systematic nature of the torture and disposal methods indicated someone with both tactical knowledge and extensive butchering experience. The crime scene revealed that the victim had endured extensive torture before death. Blood evidence patterns suggested the perpetrator had taken their time, working systematically through different areas of the body. The precision of the cuts and the calculated nature of the dismemberment matched techniques used in professional meat processing. This incident marked the beginning of what would become known as the Butcher's Revenge case. The professional execution of the crime, combined with the specific targeting of Bryson, suggested this was the first act in a planned series of retributions. The methodical nature of the killing served not only as revenge, but as a message to the other two officers involved in the 2008 assault. The investigation team noted that the timing of the attack, just 2 months after Lamont Brooks's release, was significant. However, with no physical evidence linking him to the scene, and multiple witnesses placing him at his sister's residence during the time of the murder, the investigation initially focused on other potential suspects. The responding officers found the gym's interior had been carefully prepared for the assault. All potential escape routes had been blocked, and the building's security systems were systematically disabled. The level of planning indicated someone with both tactical training and intimate knowledge of Bryson's habits. This first killing set a pattern that would continue in the subsequent attacks. The combination of tactical precision and butchering expertise demonstrated that the perpetrator was not just seeking revenge, but was executing a carefully planned series of retributions. On November 3, 2018, Thomas Hoffman, who had transitioned from police work to private investigation, became the second target. As an experienced investigator, Hoffman had anticipated potential threats, carrying 2 firearms and installing extensive security measures in his office. Despite his preparations, these precautions proved insufficient. The confrontation in Hoffman's office was notably more violent than Bryson's execution. Bullet impacts and shell casings indicated an extended gunfight, with Hoffman emptying both his .45 caliber pistols. Blood evidence showed that Hoffman managed to wound his attacker twice, once in the left shoulder and once in the right thigh. Despite his resistance, Hoffman was ultimately overpowered. The subsequent torture session lasted 8 hours, 2 hours longer than Bryson's ordeal. The assailant, despite sustaining gunshot wounds, demonstrated remarkable physical endurance and unwavering focus. Medical analysis revealed that Hoffman endured even more extensive torture than his former colleague, suggesting the attacker's wound had intensified their brutality. The killer displayed the same methodical approach to dismemberment, using professional butchering techniques. However, this time they kept the body, storing it in Hoffman's own industrial freezer, a unit he used for surveillance equipment storage. This deviation from the pattern established with Bryson suggested a deliberate escalation, leaving the body as a message. Forensic examination revealed that Hoffman had been subjected to systematic torture focusing on pressure points and nerve clusters, areas that Hoffman had specifically targeted during Chanel Brooks's assault. The perpetrator's knowledge of these specific details indicated intimate familiarity with the original case, suggesting either direct involvement or access to detailed records. The freezer temperature had been carefully set to preserve the remains, indicating the killer wanted them found intact. The extended duration of torture suggested the perpetrator had extracted information from Hoffman about the 2008 case. Files relating to several cold cases were missing from Hoffman's office, including documents about Chanel Brooks's assault that he had kept from his time as a police officer. The killer had specifically targeted these records while ignoring other valuable items in the office. Blood spatter analysis revealed that the attacker maintained their composure and precision despite their injuries. The methodical nature of the cuts remained consistent throughout the 8-hour ordeal, showing no degradation in technique despite the gunshot wounds. This level of control under duress indicated military or law enforcement training. The crime scene demonstrated the same meticulous attention to detail seen in Bryson's murder. However, the decision to leave Hoffman's remains, precisely arranged in his own freezer, marked a significant escalation. The killer was no longer just executing revenge. Sheriff Kevin Ridgway team found that Hoffman had been researching the Bryson murder extensively. His notes suggested he had begun to connect the killing to Lamont Brooks, but had not shared his suspicions with law enforcement. The killer had taken these notes, along with all other documentation relating to both the recent murder and the 2008 assault. This second murder confirmed that the killer was working through a specific list, targeting those involved in Chanel Brooks's assault. The escalation in violence and the deliberate preservation of Hoffman's remains indicate that the final act of revenge will be even more elaborate. The discovery of Hoffman's body sent shockwaves through the law enforcement community. The killer's ability to overpower and methodically torture a well-armed and trained former police officer, despite sustaining injuries, demonstrated a level of skill and determination that alarmed investigators. On November 17, 2018, the final act of revenge unfolded at Sheriff Kevin Ridgway's residence. Despite enhanced security measures following Hoffman's murder, the killer...
Alright, so you guys keep asking about this new credit trick that erases negative marks and shoots your scores into the...
Despite enhanced security measures following Hoffman's murder, the killer launched a sophisticated assault. 2 professional bodyguards were eliminated with precise headshots during the initial breach, suggesting military-grade training and equipment. Ridgway, barricaded in his basement panic room, maintained radio contact with dispatch during the attack. The recorded transmissions captured the killer's systematic approach to breaching the reinforced door. A series of flashbang grenades disoriented Ridgway before the attacker gained entry. His last transmission revealed his recognition of the assailant, though the name was obscured by static. The 12-hour torture session that followed marked the most protracted and severe of the 3 murders. The killer took extra time with Ridgway, who had been the ranking officer during Chanel Brooks's assault. The torturer focused extensively on inflicting injuries that mirrored those found in Brooks's medical examination, methodically working through each documented trauma. Unlike the previous murders, the killer transported Ridgway to the Choctaw Industrial Complex, specifically to the warehouse where Brooks had been assaulted 10 years earlier. The choice of location served as both practical utility and symbolic revenge. The industrial setting provided the killer with privacy and the tools needed for the extended torture session. Blood evidence throughout the warehouse indicated that Ridgway was moved between different areas during the torture, recreating the path of Brooks's assault. The killer forced Ridgway to walk the same route his victim had taken, stopping at specific locations where Brooks had been attacked. At each stop,
just when you think you're alone, you're not. Behind the facade of privacy, the camera never stops rolling. In this unsettling exploration, we reveal moments where people abandon their self-control, exposing their most primal instincts for the world to see.
Please don't do that. I love you. I'm not. Stop, though. I don't have no insecurities.
Sit down and watch some of the wildest moments caught on camera. Prison officer in the UK filmed having sex. Linda D'Souza Abreu, a 31-year-old prison officer at HMP Wandsworth, a center responsible for safety and order at the high-security facility. Her recent resignation follows mounting controversy. Abreu had previously gained attention for her appearance on Channel 4's Open House: The Great Sex Experiment, where she and her husband explored unconventional relationship dynamics, a stark contrast to her role in a troubled prison system. The discovery of an explicit video has sent shockwaves through the prison system. Filmed recently, the footage shows Abreu in her uniform engaging in sexual acts with an unidentified inmate, with the recording made by the inmate's cellmate. The video rapidly went viral, triggering swift action
from prison authorities and sparking a media storm. The explicit nature of the video and the fact that it was filmed within the confines of a high-security prison has raised serious questions about the integrity of prison staff and the effectiveness of security measures at HMP Wandsworth. The scandal has not only damaged a bro's reputation, but also cast a dark cloud over the entire prison system, fueling demands for a comprehensive investigation and urgent reforms. But not every officer is like that. In the next story, 20-year-old girl tried every move to seduce the police officer, but it didn't work. Grace Spoonamore. Meet Grace Spoonamore, a 20-year-old Ohio stripper who was arrested on April 30th, 2023 after drunkenly crashing her vehicle into another car and attempting to flee. A passing police officer witnessed the incident and quickly apprehended her near a car dealership.
All right, step up.
A white female.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Why did you take off like that?
I'm sorry.
The superfood that helped me lose weight. This might be one of the healthiest foods on the planet, yet most people don't eat it. Wild sardines are packed with omega-3s, protein, and essential vitamins.
What's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick's Rankin Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I've got for you guys today, we got a brand new physique update from Nick Walker, but also an injury update from Nick Walker. In the video posted on his YouTube channel today, he talks about why his hand was bandaged in that video and in some of his recent Instagram posts. And he says it was just an injury in the kitchen where he was washing dishes, put his hand in the sink to grab a knife, or actually to wash a dish, and the knife was sticking out and it went through his hand. But he did say in that video that he didn't even need stitches, or at least that he wasn't going to get stitches. So it seems like it was a pretty superficial injury and not something super crazy that I think anybody needs to worry about as far as his prep for the Pittsburgh Pro, which he would now be about 12 weeks out from. And I even saw he posted a video on his Instagram today of him actually training arms with that hand, using that hand to grip the machine. So it doesn't seem like it's really that big of a deal or that big of a hindrance to his training. So I wouldn't worry too much about the hand injury impacting his prep, although it does seem like Nick has had a little bit of bad luck over the past year or so. But in addition to the injury update, we did get a physique update from Nick in that same YouTube video on his channel. And this is the first video, like posing video update that we've gotten from Nick. I think maybe this whole prep. We've gotten plenty of pictures here and there, but this is the first full posing video that we've seen from him up until this point. My first impression watching the video is that Nick looks absolutely massive, obviously, in this video. He's near 300 pounds still right now, assuming. And my second impression was I would like to see the legs in a posing video like this. He has posted some updates, like pictures where you can see his legs, but it's different seeing them in pictures versus seeing them in motion in the pose in a video like this. I would have liked to see his legs in this video. But the thing with Nick is it's really hard to judge his physique when he's this far out from a show, because obviously Nick has kind of a compacted structure. He's a little bit shorter and he's got a ton of size. So when he's not absolutely and you see all this detail popping, say, you know, where he's at when he's 3 months out from a show still. I mean, keep in mind, he's posted so many updates. It seems like physique, like I said, obviously he's got all this size, but I think the magic really starts to happen when he's really peeled in poses like the back double bicep, for example. You can see him hit that pose in this video, but I feel like he doesn't really look like the Nick Walker that's, you know, winning Arnold Classics until he's got all that crazy detail popping out in that back double. It's just a very different look from this point in his prep to stage ready. And I mean, obviously, goes without. So when we look at these updates, we're really, you know, it's really hard to say, you know, oh, he's on track conditioning wise because we're still so far away. He's still got 3 months. We're really just looking at the size that he's got here. And even, you know, obviously a lot of people still talk about Nick's midsection. Even talking about the midsection, that's something that would come down a lot the closer we get to that show. So it's hard to really even make a judgment about his midsection at this far out from the show. But I think overall, for a guy that's weighing still around 300 pounds with his frame, I would actually say he looks pretty good. And 301 was the last weight that he gave us, and that was about a week ago, I think. So he's probably still somewhere around that range. But overall, I'm just excited to finally see Nick back on stage. Now, next up in the news, speaking of the Pittsburgh Pro, we got 2 physique updates from another guy that Nick is going to have to go head-to-head with there in Pittsburgh. We've talked a lot about Nick and Martin, Nick and Goodfedo. Now, last I heard, Nathan was still planning on doing the Pittsburgh show. It's just worth pointing out that Nathan hasn't competed in a show in the United States in years now because of these continued visa issues that he's been having. But he has been competing a ton in the European shows, and he's been dominating over there. He's been winning, you know, still, even the fact that he hasn't been able to come over to the United States, and this is kind of the impressive thing, is he's still probably won more shows in the past few years than maybe almost anybody else, just from a numbers standpoint. But if he does actually end up doing the Pittsburgh Pro and competing there, I think he'd be a pretty formidable force in that lineup, and someone not to count out, because again, because of the fact that he hasn't done the Olympia, we don't really know where to rank Nathan amongst these guys, like Martin, for example. All that we know is that Nathan has absolutely no issue winning shows. He has absolutely no issue qualifying for the Olympia. It's really just getting there. So when you talk about him maybe doing a lineup like in Pittsburgh, for example, or maybe even New York that follows that, it's really hard to say. I mean, had he done the Olympia in 2024, would he have been top 10? Would he have been top 6? Could he have even been, you know, in that same range as like a Martin Fitzwater? We really don't know where to place him amongst these guys. So I think that Nathan could always be a little bit of a wild card in a lineup that includes even Nick Walker, that includes even
my whole career I was pretty much bald, so people just got to know me as being a bald guy. I did wonder what it would be like if I could have hair.
When you have different camera angles and it's getting different parts of your head, all of a sudden now
be a little bit of a wild card in a lineup that includes even Nick Walker, that includes even Martin Fitzwater, if he does actually do it. But like I said, at this point, it's just been so long. You know, I want to see him do it for sure. I would like to see him in a lineup like this, absolutely. It's just been so long since he's competed in the States. I would be cautious if you're expecting to see him there to not hold your breath too much. Now, next up in the news, let's talk a little bit more about the upcoming Arnold Classic. This coming weekend will put us at the 2 weeks out mark from the Arnold, which is crazy because it feels like just yesterday we were saying 10 weeks out. It really went by pretty quickly. But we did get a physique update, a pretty full physique update from Michael DeBull. We just talked about Michael a couple videos ago and about the fact that he did actually place higher than Wesley Vissers at the Olympia. So by that same merit, if we're talking about Mike Sommerfeld, who was runner-up at the Olympia, obviously placed ahead of Wesley at the Olympia. If we're talking about Mike being the favorite or one of the 2 favorites, I feel like it's also totally incumbent upon us to include Michael DeBull as a favorite at this show, because technically the last time he faced Wesley, who's the returning Arnold Classic champion, he beat him. And Michael said that a couple days ago on one of his posts. He had that as the caption. He said, they're talking about a 2-man show. They forget who was 7th and who was 8th. He's talking about the Olympia. He was 7th and Wesley was 8th. And he says, and there is another upcoming talent who placed 10th just a few months ago. And he would be talking about Matt Grego. He's who's placed 10th at the Olympia. And we talked about him a few videos ago as well. But I think Michael has a good point. I got to keep making that distinction. Michael and Mike are 2 different guys. But he looks really good in this video. His conditioning, like I said, he's kind of known to be a conditioning guy. His conditioning looks really good in this video. And I think that absolutely he makes a very valid point that this is more than a 2-man show. There are guys here, top 10 Olympians. There are guys here that have beat Wesley besides just Mike Sommerfeld. I think Michael DeBull is also certainly 100% within that conversation. Now, while we're on the topic of classic physique, next up in the news, we got some more updates from Terrence Ruffin, Rough Diesel today. Again, you know, like I said in the last video where we got some new updates from Terrence, I think he's looking a little bit more like the Terrence that we used to know as far as potentially being one of the top guys again. And as you guys know, Terrence will be competing in the Pittsburgh Pro. This puts him at about 12 weeks out. I personally think Terrence will win the Pittsburgh Pro and get his Olympia qualification, because that's a little bit of that's the part of the uphill battle for Terrence, is to become a top guy again. He's still got to requalify and get back to the Olympia. Terrence has really never had any trouble qualifying for the O. Really never had any trouble winning shows since he's been a top guy. And frankly, I would be surprised if he doesn't win the Pittsburgh Pro, even though it's been a while since we've seen him on stage. And even though we don't know the full competitor list yet, I think Terrence knows that he's got a point to prove, and he's going into this show really trying to re-solidify himself as one of those guys. And in this back double bicep, this abs and thighs, and in this kind of variation of a classic pose here, I think Terrence looks really good. I think this is a bigger, fuller version of Terrence, and I like the way he looks here. And I think some of the more recent Olympia placings that were a little bit lackluster for Terrence were, I think, a direct result of him struggling with that weight cap and making weight. And I think that impacted his look. I think it impacted his conditioning. But I hope he has that all figured out and has no issues making weight in Pittsburgh and has no issues at the Olympia. And I want to see him back on top, because still, as far as the shorter guys go in classic physique, Terrence is my favorite of the shorter guys. I mean, I think a lot of people, when they think of classic now, maybe it's because of Chris, maybe it's because of Wesley, I think a lot of people think immediately to the taller physiques. Urs is another one. I think Ramon is kind of a medium build, but as far as the short guys go, Terrence is my favorite of all of them, still. And I think it's almost more enjoyable to see kind of a David and Goliath top two in that aspect. Like when we saw Terrence versus Chris, there are obviously big differences between their physiques, but they also each respectively had their own big strengths. It was very apples and oranges, and it was this year as well. I mean, Mike and Chris had kind of that same dynamic. But I think it was enjoyable to see Chris and Terrence battle, because their physiques, their structures, their frames, everything was so different. But they both embodied classic so well in their own different ways. So I do really hope to see Terrence crush it at the Pittsburgh Pro and get that ticket to the Olympia, and then we get to see him right back in there, hopefully, right back in the mix. Now, back to the Arnold for a second. We got a couple of physique updates from some guys doing the Arnold. In this video, I want to include, again, kind of the guys that we haven't talked about as much. Justin Luis Rodriguez today, just hours ago, posting a front double bicep. Again, we're 2 weeks out now. We're getting really close. And honestly, I always liked the way Justin hit the front double bicep. He hits it in a unique way. It doesn't really come across as unique in this picture, but he kind of puts a little bit of a tilt and a little bit of a twist on his front double. He's obviously got very peaked biceps. I always really liked that pose for him, but again, he's another guy that we haven't really talked about as much going into the show. He could be a wild card here, or he could be a non-factor. It's really hard to say. And it's also worth pointing out this week, we haven't really seen anything from Samson or Derek the closer that we've gotten to the show. I'd say the past week or so, we haven't seen a physique update from either one of them. Both of them have been posting, especially Samson.
My dad's always got his tool belt with him. Now he's living with prostate cancer. He still knows how to be handy. And he also knows, once daily, Xtandi.
Xtandi treats metastatic prostate cancer that responds to a medical or surgical treatment to lower testosterone. Xtandi is proven to help these men live longer. Xtandi may cause serious side effects, including seizure, a brain condition called PRESS, allergic reactions, heart disease that can lead to death, falls, and bone fractures. Stop taking Xtandi and get medical help at once if your face, tongue, lip, or throat start swelling. Tell your doctor at once if you faint, have a seizure, quickly worsening headache, increased alertness, confusion, vision problems, chest pain, discomfort, or shortness of breath. Xtandi can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during and 3 months after Xtandi. Most common side effects include muscle and joint ache, usually tired, hot flashes, constipation, less appetite, diarrhea, high blood pressure, leaking, falls, fractures, and headache.
Nice work, Dad.
Ask your doctor about Xtandi.
Buying a car is kind of a big deal. But you use the Car Gurus app. That's a price drop version. So the deals come to you. Oops.
Big deals. Haven't seen a physique update from either one of them. Both of them have been posting, especially Samson, pretty regular updates. Maybe we'll get one tomorrow or Saturday. We're at the exact 2 weeks out mark. but just kind of something food for thought. We haven't really seen much of either of them this past week or so. And now next up in the news is the physique update from William Bonac. Now this was yesterday, and I thought this was a really impressive update from Bonac conditioning wise. Again, we are getting close to the shows. We're starting to look at what kind of shape these guys are in for sure. And I thought Bonac had a lot of detail here. His midsection, his obliques, his serratus looked really good, really cut up. And again, Bonac was top 7 at the Olympia. So you can almost apply the same logic that we were just talking about with Michael the Bull. He was 7th in classic physique, and he was the highest Olympia placer in that lineup besides Mike Sommerfeld, actually. But you could really apply this same logic to William Bonac, because at last year's Olympia, Sampson won, obviously, and Derek was 3rd. Those are the only 2 guys in this Arnold lineup. And also Andrew Jack, too. Andrew Jack was 5th, so 3 guys total ahead of Bonac at the Olympia that are competing in the Arnold. On paper, if you're going off those Olympia placings, on paper that would put Bonac in that top 4 conversation at the Arnold directly. But again, we do have some wild cards in this Arnold lineup that didn't even compete at the Olympia that I think also have a shot at being in that top 4, top 5. And one of those guys, I think, is Carlos Thomas Jr., and we did get an update from him. Well, I guess it was from his massage therapist who's working on his quad. Because we haven't seen an update directly from Carlos or his coach, Patrick Tour, since about the 5-week out mark. Again, we're now 2 weeks out. And so this update, this picture of his quads here, this was just shared by his massage therapist as like kind of one of those collaborative tag you in a post type things. And you're starting to see a little bit deeper separation in Carlos's legs. You can even see some cross striations in the teardrops there. But I still feel like you want to see at 2 weeks out a deeper level of detail. I mean, obviously his quads are massive, and that's part of it. But I still kind of feel like at 2 weeks out, and the guy says in this post that it was, these pictures were taken today and posted 1 day ago, so it would be 2.5 weeks-ish out. I still feel like you would want to see a little bit deeper separation, a little bit more detail, a little bit drier look to those quads than this. And again, we still haven't seen what he looks like from the back as far as his glutes and hamstrings. But I still feel like Carlos has a real shot at being a wild card top 5 finisher in this lineup. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. That's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. I hope you did, in fact, enjoy it. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, click that bell notification icon if you have not already. And as always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Big strength and power. Signing out.
Hi, this is Batayo, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that first bite. I really like the marinated chicken breast, the multi-grain brioche bun, and that creamy cilantro wine.
Think you know everything about markets? Think again, because there are markets in the world that you haven't even heard of, places where every rule is broken. These are strange markets where you can find unimaginable things, from human body parts to terrifying curses. Imagine you're wandering through a market in Africa where animal parts are sold for love charms and protection spells, or a market in Asia where young girls are treated like commodities, sold for perverse pleasures. These markets hide many horrifying secrets. The 15 weirdest markets in the world is unfolding before your eyes. Markets where women are willing to pay to take you home. Do you have the courage to explore the dark secrets hidden behind these colorful stalls? Number 15, the Virgin Bride Market in Bulgaria. Have you ever heard of strange markets around the world? If not, let's explore one of the most shocking and controversial markets, the Virgin Bride Market in Bulgaria. In the heart of modern Europe, where gender equality is often emphasized, the bride market in Stara Zagora still exists as a surprising relic. This tradition has persisted for hundreds of years, maintained by the Calderash Roma community. Here, teenage girls dressed in vibrant outfits are brought to the market by their parents to be sold like commodities. They are elaborately made up, dressed provocatively, and, of course, must be virgins. Their beauty becomes the measure of value, and prices can reach thousands of dollars. If an agreement is reached and payment is completed, the bride belongs to the groom, making this market one of the fastest ways in the world to find a partner. The sight of young girls with innocent eyes, but a hint of sadness, displayed made like living paintings, is hard to accept. Is this a form of disguised human trafficking, or simply a unique cultural tradition of a small community? The Bulgarian bride market has sparked intense debate. On one side, critics condemn it, arguing that it violates human rights and degrades women's dignity. On the other side, defenders see it as an old tradition and a way to secure a future for the girls. So, what do you think about the Bulgarian bride market? Is it a part of the past we should forget, or a harsh reality we need to face? Share your thoughts below. Next, we'll explore another unique market in Vietnam. Number 14, the love market in Sapa. Have you ever imagined yourself in a magical space where the sound of flutes and colorful ethnic costumes blend with the majestic mountains of northern Vietnam? If not, visit Sapa and experience the love market, a unique cultural feature like no other. Every Saturday night, when darkness falls, Sapa Square lights up with flickering flames and lively chatter. This is the love market, where young men and women from ethnic groups like the Dao, Hmong, and Hmong gather to socialize, get to know each other, and find love. The atmosphere at the love market is truly vibrant. The girls, with their natural beauty and bright traditional outfits, gracefully show off their charm. Meanwhile, the boys, with their unique flutes, play sweet love songs. The graceful dances and joyous laughter create a vivid picture of life in this region. The most interesting aspect of the love market is how the young men and women express their feelings. A boy will play the flute, and a girl will respond with a song. If they like each other, they will dance.
Turn off. I can find a man really, really, really hot. The second he sends me an Instagram reel, you're done.
But I bet she can send Instagram reels and TikToks and all kind of everything else, man. I promise you, she can do it, but a man can't.
How to find girls on Depop if you're super down bad. First, you're gonna go to the women's clothing section and you can anything you want here. I like to look at dresses and just filter from the biggest sizes because I just like big girls. And then you should start seeing potential candidates. Or you can also look at the swimsuits and filter that by size. Now this is a grind, but it doesn't.
Thank you.